Peter Venkman and Kylo Ren battle zombies? Hell yeah, man, I'm in. The Dead Don't Die is a really weird movie. It stars Bill Murray and Adam Driver as two cops in a small town that the zombie apocalypse is unfolding in. And that's pretty much the basic gist of it. Sure, there's other things that happen here, but I'm not gonna spoil much of that for you, because this movie is really odd. I guess it would be classified as a zombie horror comedy homage movie, maybe? It's definitely a homage to the classic zombie movies of the 60s and 70s, especially the Romero flicks. And it does have many horror elements to it, but most of them are played for comedic effect. Now, the comedy in this movie is really dry and matter of fact. It is not gonna be for everybody, that's for sure. Me, myself, I have a pretty dry sense of humor at times, so I enjoyed it. The movie is a bit of a slower burn, especially the first half, but all the dry humor throughout that really made it entertaining for me. And I didn't mind that slow burn as much as some might. Just know that if you watch this movie, the humor and tone that it starts out with is pretty much indicative of the whole entire movie. So if you don't like that in the first few minutes, chances are you're not going to enjoy this one. But for those of you that do enjoy that type of comedy, you're going to have a great time here. I found this movie really funny. Granted, some of its comedy is just from it being so odd. I mean, like, really odd. This movie's just fucking weird from beginning to end. Some of the weird stuff that happens just has no explanation as to why it happens. You just gotta kind of roll with it. One thing in particular near the end, which is kind of the joke for it all, it's from so far out of left field that you're just kind of sitting there like, what the fuck is going on right now? But that is kind of the joke, and that's the sense of humor that this movie has. There's also a fair amount of fourth wall breaking in this movie. It's not all the time, and it just pops up here and there. And when it does, it's really odd and weird, and it's very inconsistent as to when it's gonna happen. Me, myself, I thought that just kind of added to the whole thing for me. But I like that kind of weird-ass, out-of-left-field comedy, so there you go. As with everything else in this movie, the performances here are really weird too. That doesn't mean they're bad, they're just really weird. But that is what they're going for, so I suppose that means the performances are good because they did achieve what they were going after. Some of them were a bit stilted and stiff, but they're supposed to be, and I can't really get into why, but you figure that out when you watch it, and it does just kind of work here. It all adds to the weird, odd atmosphere that permeates through this whole entire movie. The standout for me was Tilda Swinton. The character she plays is just really, really weird amongst a slew of really, really weird people. Which that should say something when the weirdo stands out from all the other weirdos. But her performance I thought was great. It was one of the best and funniest parts of the whole movie. Anytime she's on screen, she steals the show. And those weird out of left field moments I was talking about, she is a part of quite a few of those. One in particular that's just, yeah, it's really out there. Everybody else does a good job too, which shouldn't be surprising considering the pedigree that's in this movie. This movie is littered with famous faces. Just about everybody involved you've seen in other things throughout the years. There's a host of AAA talent here, and it seems like that they're all just having a really good time with this crazy, out there, weird premise. The story here's fine. It's kind of basic for a zombie flick. It's more of a vehicle for the crazy out there characters to get to crazy out there scenarios. It's good enough and it does its job because honestly, you're here for these outlandish, crazy experiences with these outlandish, nutty as hell characters. And the story allows us to progress with those characters, and that's what it's there to do. From a technical standpoint, the movie looks pretty good, especially for an independent, smaller budgeted flick. The special effects as a whole look really good too, practical and otherwise. And there were a few times that I had a hard time telling what was practical and what was CG. Now that's not to say that some of the CG stuff in it I clearly knew was CG, but there are some really good CG effects in this movie that did fool me to thinking they were practical. The vast majority of the effects in the movie are practical and they all look great. Guys, I can't really say a whole lot more about this movie without ruining parts of it, so it's hard to talk about it. I can say that I had a really good time with it, but I'm not everybody. I do acknowledge that this movie will not be for everybody. Its dry sense of humor definitely only appeals to a niche audience. But seeing as how I am a part of that niche, I really enjoyed its dark, dry sense of humor, and absolutely worth checking out on Netflix. This is one you're probably only going to watch once, and it's not going to appeal to everybody. But if it does appeal to you, then you're going to have a really good time with it that one time. And pretty much anytime Bill Murray comes out and makes a movie, it's probably worth checking out. So there it is, guys, my review of The Dead Don't Die. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you liked what I had to say, give me a thumbs up. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.
So what are you thinking? I'm thinking zombies. What? You know, the undead. Ghouls.
Like I said, this movie's really weird, but I really enjoyed it. Wonder if that says something about me. Who am I kidding? I know I'm fucking weird.